Greetings, Your Excellency. I want to thank you for your communications, your back channeling, and your continued and most consistent interest. I would have you know that in Trinidad and Tobago, these town halls, these village councils is what we call them, started off as African institutions, but have now since morphed into geographic institutions. So they are no longer operating as a repository of knowledge, information, heritage, and or guidance for the African Trinidad community, pardon me, exclusively. It is a movement where there are other races and ethnicities represented very much therein. Though to a great extent there is a lot of African participation, it is not exclusively African in its ethos, in its operation, in its pathos, or in its logos. So it would be an error to depend on that council to move forward any African agenda in its current format. What needs to happen is not to try and use them in their current format, but to use the format of what was built using that format for us as an exclusive group and community. And so we have access to community centers, we have access to various town halls where we can roll out this agenda. But the leadership of the African community needs to stop the approach that says everybody is welcomed at the table in terms of leadership. They could be welcome to the table in terms of brotherhood, alliance, support, where necessary, expedient, applicable, because it's one human family. But the problem with the current village council, community council movement is that it is simply based on if you live in Tunapuna, you can join the Tunapuna Village Council. If you live in Belmont, you could be a part of the Belmont Community Council, and so forth and so on. And so at all levels, both leadership and membership, persons can participate based on geographic location. So I just wanted to clarify that. And so while it was built by us, i.e. our ancestors, we are going to need to use the same formula, but with a different institution, because the current institution is not exclusively Pan-African in its thrust. That was a very important distinction to make.